social media friends and family, if you are watching me. Welcome back to Meaningful Conversations Live. It's episode 105 today, and I have a very special guest. But before I introduce you to her, let me tell you why Meaningful Conversations. I created that show for you to raise awareness, to create transformation, and encourage you to take your life in your own hands and create positive change.
Hello, everybody.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. And, the sunshine helps a lot. I'm in New York, so beautiful weather.
That's right. You're in New York. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that helps a lot. I love that. So totally.
And Julia, I know that you have beautiful journey, and I think to get to our audience know where you come from and who you are today, they need this, missing piece. So this energy work that you said that you work with energy and your biggest desire is to inspire people to live their lives with intent. And I want you to tell us, where does it come from? And I know that the big influencer to help you, to influence you in what you do today was your mom. And tell us about that part of your life, because you came from Europe. And then what? Tell us that this is beautiful story and so powerful. And I want everyone to know that if Julia could do it, everyone else can do it.
So you want me to share that story?
First, yes, and then we will go.
Okay, yeah, totally. I'll be happy to. So, back in 1989, I was leaving Ukraine. I was immigrating. The thing about it is that I was 9 months pregnant, and I was leaving Russia, trying to get on the plane, and nobody should have known that I'm 9 months pregnant, because they wouldn't allow me to get on the plane to begin with. So the reason why I wanted to get on the plane is because the moment you step on a plane, you're no longer in Russia. So there was a lot of things going on. And to make this story very short, the idea is that I didn't want my son to be born behind the Iron Curtain. And if he was born there, it would, God knows if we would ever be able to get out of that country. So my mom left 6 months before me. And it was devastating for her and for my family to go before me, but that was the only way we would have a chance to get out. So my mom made a necklace for me, and she wrote, "I'm praying for you, my little girl." And that was a little gold necklace that I was wearing all the time. And as I was getting on the plane, as I was talking to my son, asking him to please wait just a little bit longer, we just need a little more time. We almost there. As my friends were folding my whole life into 2 suitcases, and I was just laying there and watching on the couch, I was holding onto my necklace. As my son was born, it was a miracle. He was born in the most beautiful hospital in Vienna, and he was born, everything was good, even though I didn't know German. I didn't understand anything doctors were saying. Like everything, the whole thing was a miracle. And that little piece, that gold jewelry, that gold necklace that mom gave me, I used it as a source of strength, source of power, a touchstone, a piece that gave me energy, a piece that reminded me that I'm never alone, the piece that reminded me that I can do anything. I just need to follow this path, and I just need to know that I can. Now, the funny part about it is that I have to mention is that back then I thought that I did it, but now I know that it's not me who did it. It's that energy, it's that universe, it's the angels, it's the creator who were guiding me all this time. I had to do everything I was able to do on the physical level. So I had to do everything humanly possible. But the reason why it was successful was because I was guided, because someone was helping me way above. So it's a beautiful story. This is a very short, abbreviated version of it. It was somebody guiding me from the above. My mom gave me the peace that gave me strength many times during the journey. My son waited just a little bit so we can just get out of that country, get out and get on the plane. And the miracle happened that my son was born in a beautiful free world.
Thank you so much, Julia, for sharing that story. I have chills, when you say that you were getting on the plane and your son was about to come to this world, and I know that for you it's just what you had to do. It's so normal, but it's not normal for every single person in this world. This bravery that you take this huge risk to to bring your son to the country where he can be free. And who didn't leave, anyone who didn't live in behind the iron curtain, or don't know that Iron Curtain is communism, and that it was basically you were trapped and locked in somebody else's mentality, what is better and how your life will be good for you according to their vision. So this is sorry.
It's a big jail.
Yes, it's a big jail, and well, we create that kind of jails in our minds right now. But going back to your story, I just honor you, and you are so brave, and you are the example of the strongest human being I know. It's a risk. It's a huge risk to take. And this strength, you have to share this strength with the world, because we need that power from you, to borrow it from you so we can go through our daily challenges. But we have Pratibha, we have Joanna. Thank you so much for being here with us. Oh, and Pratibha, she loves your story, and she says, please connect with me. She has her own show, so I'm believing that she wants to talk to you about that. That's awesome. Thank you, Pratibha. And thank you, Joanna, for being here with us. So you said it was not me, it was the energy, it were the angels, it was the creator. Tell us about this energy work that you do today. How this energy work that you decided to focus on as a mission in your life change your life, and how it's changing other people's life, because you are doing it in a very special way. And just to remind everyone, today we talked to Julia Bernadsky about elevating your energy and living unapologetically.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, I love this question, and I love how you asked it. So just to like set it up in the right way so that you can understand where I come from. I come from being born this way, where I experience world through energy. Like I feel before I see. And I feel this is where I want to be, and this is maybe what I want to stay away from. I've been feeling animals all my life, like saving them and rescuing them. So there's something that I was just born this way, and that was my language. So my background is fashion, and I'm very connected to aesthetics, but also to healing. What happened 30 years after I came to America? Untamed Hearts is the project that I created after leaving corporate world. So I worked in corporate world for 25 years in high-end brands. Have an amazing experience, but I needed to jump. I felt that there's a calling to do something different. And I had a beautiful career, but I needed to do something different. And I didn't know exactly what it is. I just needed to close my eyes and jump. So in 2015, I did. And in 2016, I was working with my clients creating their brands. But in 2016, the Untamed Hearts was born. Yeah, so I didn't just decide strategically to create it. I felt like I gave birth to it, because it incorporated every single thing I ever knew in my life. It was all about energy. It was all about communicating with people, initiating different thinking, shifting energy, shifting consciousness, creating different awareness. And by objects like jewelry, for example, I'm wearing this piece. And this is the inner flame collection, where there's a crystal that is activated, awakened. But the most important thing is that it's a reminder, it's inner flame collection that is a reminder to stay connected to your truth. Because when you are connected to your truth, you don't need anybody to approve you, anybody to tell you this is okay to do. When you are connected to your truth, you know exactly what you need to do without anybody's justification or approval. And so there's a collection that is named Unapologetic, and each piece tells a story. And through these stories, through the energy, and it's all infused with energy, physical energy, like Reiki type of energy, you know. So the objects, everything around us is energy. Every single object is, and we subconsciously know how to use it. We've been using it all our lives. For example, when you are taking old jacket, when you need to go for some important interview, you're wearing an old jacket that doesn't even fit, but you know this is your lucky jacket. What are you doing? You're using energy of that object to support you, to give you strength, to remind you that you can stay tall, and to help you to show up in the world in the way you want the world to receive you. So at Untamed Hearts, we're creating it consciously. We're creating objects just like that necklace that my mom gave me, that remind us about our strength, that become this touch point, this grounding moment, that piece of energy that we're using consciously. And also they just look beautiful. It has to be gorgeous. It has to be right.
Absolutely.
But most
So
important,
basically, what you are saying, you infuse the energy in the pieces of the jewelry, and every jewelry has a meaning and has a story that helps with different, like the one you just talk about. But and it's beautiful, and everyone can go and check out your store, and everyone can check what you do. And I have one of the, yeah, only one piece so far of your jewelry, and I love it, and we will talk more about that. But I want to, get more of your knowledge about energy. So I'm gonna stop you here and ask you if what is, if any, correlation between energy that you talk about and the results in our life that we achieve or not.
so I think it's very simple. If you are aligning yourself with a higher energy vibration, and what does that mean, right?
Right.
So let's just start very simple. You know, sometimes you can walk into the place and it's beautiful, sophisticated. It could be a restaurant. Like you walk in and you're like, let's go find something else. And then you walk into something simple, like nothing fancy, and you just want to stay there. Have it
Mm.
ever happened to you?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
What is it? It's the
It's it's especially with people like I didn't know you, but when we connected, I just felt that energy attraction, that oh my gosh, I want to be in her presence. I want to, it just feels good to talk to you or be around you.
totally mutual. And with that said, it's our experience. It's trusting yourself, allowing yourself to listen to your intuition, to listen to what is that whisper is telling you. It's like a whisper, it's not loud. But so when you walk into this space and you want to get out, get out. It means that energy is not yours. If you walk
Mm.
into the space, you want to stay, stay. It means that there's an alignment. You feel good there. The energy there is for you. So it's very simple like that, but it takes practice to trust it. It takes practice to be able to be connected to your intuition, and it's really like to allow yourself to develop your intuition, because like if you really know, if you really in a place where you trust yourself, and you would tell to yourself, I know what's good for me. And even if another voice said, no, I don't know, then ask it. Okay, so if you did know, what would it be? And
Mm.
your intuition, that is your answer. So you need to trust it. So energy is very real. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency of energy. There's a couch that you love to sit on, and there's a beautiful chair that you never want to touch. It just stands there. There's a reason for it. So when we, what was am I answering the question, and am I off?
Yes. So what is the correlation, if any, between the energy that we carry in us with the results that we achieve or not in life?
Yes. So first of all, if you feel good, you're more creative. You are wasting less energy on getting yourself into the right flow. If you feel good, it means that, like, physically trusting your body, if your body feels good, if your mind is at ease, it means the energy is aligned, something there is working. So when you are in a place when things are working and flowing, it's to be in the flow with life, then you can create. Whether you're creating your vacation and getting ready for something else and you allowing yourself to rest, or you're working on the project, results, it's very simple. I think, like, simplicity is the key word for me right now. Simplify. Things are simple. If we position ourselves in a place where our frequency is aligned with what's around us, with people around us, with project that it makes us feel fulfilled. So what does it mean we feel fulfilled at the end of the day? It means we worked on something that is meaningful for us. It means that if it's meaningful for us, it's aligned with us, with our truth, with our energy vibration. And sometimes we work on the biggest, most impactful projects and we don't feel fulfillment, and we leave that corporate world, even though it's an amazing career. Because
Right.
it's not, or not any more hours to fulfill. So when we are aligned with our path, with our frequency, in a very simple way, we can check in with our body and just emotionally, how do we feel? And if we truly feel at ease and we feel in the flow, then it's the right place. And if we create from that right place, the results are going to be so much more higher, more impactful, more fulfilling for you. So absolutely, it is so connected. And there's nothing more satisfying than be very tired, exhausted at the end of the day, knowing that you did something meaningful, for you meaningful, something that fulfills you, something that is aligned with you, what you were supposed to deliver today. Each one of us has a very unique gift, and it's only ours to fulfill. Other people have other unique gifts, but and we might have many of them. But when we fulfill part of that particular gift, it's given to us for a reason, and it's a gift for a reason, and it is for us to not say, "Oh, I just have it and it's easy." It's for us to look into it and see what is it in it that is mine to bring to the world. Because it's only I that can deliver that particular thing to the world. And if I do that, if I do connect a little part of it, if I deliver a little part of it, it's aligned with my truth. It's aligned with my reason why I came to this world very often. And it's aligned with what I'm supposed to deliver to people. And the energy there is, you can fly.
You can fly. I love it. Julia, oh my gosh, I want to comment on what you just said, and now I forgot for a second. Because I was just listening to and tuning into emotionally in what you were saying. Oh, I know. So you were talking about that we can check it within our body if it's serving us or not. And um, I know from my own experience and people that I work with that sometimes we get so misguided by our thoughts, what we feel in the body, because you said that your intuition is telling you if it's right for you. And it can be a relationship, can be the career, the job, your friends you are surrounded with, can be anything. If this not it's not feeling good, you're for me, I always feel in my stomach. I it's just this area. It's telling me like something is off. But so often we ignore it because we, in our minds, we want it to be liked, to be loved, to be noticed, to be seen by our bosses, by our leaders, and have the career. Have you experienced on one of your clients something like that, when we ignore the intuition and we just go after the story that is leading us? So what then? What would you suggest to people to do to stay honest with themselves and to their intuition? How to trust our intuition?
I know. So trusting your intuition is, I think, some people have it naturally, and they just know that that gut feeling, like you're describing, is the most important information. And some people, they might have come from different backgrounds. It was never talked about, or they question it,
Right.
right? So first of all, to be aware that
Yeah.
if something doesn't feel good, give yourself permission to check. Give yourself permission to not feel guilty about something that doesn't feel good you're not doing. Because very often when something doesn't feel good, we procrastinate around it, or we like avoid it. So check in with you. And the way to do it is many different ways. Some people journal. Some people start to just dump words on the paper. Some people write essays. But when you're journaling, you kind of, what I recommend my clients to do is, when things are inside, they're not clear. When you take them out and you look at them like this, like in a mirror, you see more details. And you can be less attached, and you can be in a place where you're able to see a clear picture, and you can differentiate between fears and mentality where you're afraid to miss out on something, versus something that I really want to do, like my soul is taking me there, I want to do it, or it is mine to do. So taking it out. The way I do it, I use post-its. I just got it from the Amazon, right? I got my post-its. So
Okay.
I write my thoughts or my ideas or my words on the post-its. I put it on the wall in front of me. I work the same way with my clients very often when we do strategy. But so it's not about strategy, it's about energy. But so when I'm working on strategy, this is how we involve energy into the work. We take things out of ourselves. We look at it from the outside. So you either journal so you can read it, or you put them on the post-it. So I have post-its everywhere. Not everywhere, but like it's organized, but in the way that I can see it, so that you can come to the place and see, like, this is what I need to do. This is how does it make me feel? What do I love to do? One of the biggest questions to ask, the shortcut to everything, is, what do I love to do? And that will also give you like a few, pieces of information. So take
Yes.
things out, journaling, um, meditation. Those people who can meditate, it's a wonderful way to stop the chatter, stop the talk, not the thoughts, but stop the talk inside of your head and connect to your thoughts. Because we are very often, instead of thinking, we're talking inside of the head. So when we are meditating, sometimes we can do it, or we can just consciously order, like tell ourselves, stop the talk, stop the talk, really connect to, like connecting to a truth, going inside, going deeper. So journaling, meditating, when you're doing yoga, when you're doing breathing, when you're dropping into your body, getting yourself out of your head, getting into your body. Why so many great ideas coming to us in the shower? Because we're checked out in a way, and the actual thoughts, actual information that can come through us. So sometimes when we're working out, we get ideas. So consciously putting yourself in a position where you are quieting the noise,
Okay.
allowing the true thoughts, true messages. allowing your soul to speak through you, or allowing the universe to come through you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned journaling, because I'm the biggest fan and it's my main tool when I work with my clients. And dumping, like, I love that word. I always say dump the dump, because, very often what we have in our head is just the dump, that it's not serving us anymore. And for everyone who is joining us now or will watch us later, I just want to remind you, we are talking to Julia Bernadsky today about energy and how to live unapologetically. And this is the next question that I have for Julia. But thank you, Garlene, for joining us. Garlene said, I have the sixth sense, and it's always been a guiding light for me in my life. The gut is a beautiful aspect of the present that is bestowed on chosen ones. That's so true. Thank you, Garlene, for being here with us. And well, for also, you have beautiful questions. You are, from what you are saying, I hear this mind and heart connection is necessary to trust our intuition, and first trust the heart, and then the thoughts will follow. Is that true?
Um, Trust the heart, and then the thoughts will follow.
Yeah,
I think,
when we
yeah.
where would you say our intuition is located in our body?
Right here.
Right here, the third eye.
Yeah. And the crystal for it, by the way, is amethyst. Amethyst, I'm looking to see if I usually have amethyst around me. I think I just took it, I just reorganized. Yeah, so amethyst is a really great crystal for intuition. I always use crystals. I always have crystals with me. Um, so into studying spirituality, I've been studying Kabbalah for many years. Breathing, getting present to yourself, just like literally, like getting present. The Power of Now, amazing book.
All right.
All of those aspects, all of those parts, that we that we have as part of our life. So the spirituality, whatever that means for you, whatever practice you have. For me, I take classes. I have community of people who are in the same vibration of energy as me. So when I need that support, when I need to bring myself back, I'm going to make sure that I take classes. I fill in the space with something that aligns with the higher vibration. So intuition comes from getting quieter, quieting the chatter, and really be open to receive messages. And we can receive messages from everywhere and anywhere. You can open a book in a page in a book. You can be passing by a stranger on the street, and there's one word that will be an answer to your question that you were putting into the universe. So number one, you need to have a question, right? Like, what's intuition? Like, sometimes we just receive messages, but if you're working on something and you want to receive an answer, first ask the question. Like, you can go, before going to sleep, ask the universe, I want to know what's the best way, or I want to know what to do, or whatever your question is. Like, open yourself to the universe, because unless you ask the question, you may not receive such a clear answer. So ask the clear question. Get present to what is the question. What do you want to know? Where do you want to be guided? What is my next step? Should I move out of New York or should I stay? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then have certainty, know that the answer will come. Keep yourself open. Keep yourself open to the question. And
Okay.
that's one of the ways to practice intuition. There are other tools, there are other things that you can do. You can be connecting to the full moon, to the new moon. That's also a beautiful way to receive information, to let go, to create new reality. You can work with your crystals. You can work with sound, with vibration of sound. You can ask before going to sleep, because when we go to sleep, we're entering a different realm of existence, different realm of brainwave. So we're going to different brainwave. We can receive messages directly from up above. So there's so many different ways. And
yes, there is so many different ways, and they can learn about that connecting with you through many social medias that we're gonna talk about. But I still have my questions, and I need answers. So my next question is, what does it mean to live unapologetically for Julia, and does Julia live that way today?
I do my best because sometimes, so when you live unapologetically, first of all, you are owning who you are. So when you own who you are, when you know who you are, you don't need to apologize for who you are. I think that especially women, we have this thing, and I think it's like historically embedded on genetic level and historical level, like embedded in us, that we need to apologize for
Right.
for being strong, or it's kind of less, it's less now, but still sometimes it just comes through that we're apologizing for who we are, for being strong, for being beautiful, for being this or that. and, and I'm not saying that men don't, but a lot of people like are looking for approvals, are looking for justifications. When we're working on something, we want somebody to say this is the right direction, and then we feel better. When we are creating something that nobody had ever created, we sometimes concerned, will it be accepted, will it be embraced in the world? And I think living unapologetically is about being connected to your truth, because if you have that idea, again, I'm kind of repeating myself, if you have that idea, if there's this project that you really giving birth to, you were drawn to, you wanted to work on, it means that it's given to you for a reason. And there's nothing that anybody needs to confirm for you other than you being connected to your truth. If it's aligned with your truth, if it's aligned with your beliefs, then this is something that you don't need to be looking for anybody's approval. So I always say, and then it, like being unapologetic, it's not necessarily being rude or rough or like
Right.
walk like the power walk, or talk powerfully with people or dominate people. No, I think it's quiet wisdom. It's to be quiet in your strength. It's not to apologize for who you really are, to be bold, but not in the way like you're going to push other people. To be strong, but internally, to be connected to your truth, but without yelling about it, like being grounded in it. Like when someone is in that space, everybody knows without person saying even a word. And so
Absolutely. I agree with you. And I love about that part. I love that you said, I try to live unapologetically, because we all have to be aware that it's Julia, she lives that way, but she doesn't need a confirmation from other people that she lives that way. And she just express herself through the life that she is living. And I love that you this try, because every day when we open our eyes, it's another day, and we do our best to live the life that we chosen to. But sometimes it's gonna be you up the hill, and challenge is gonna show up, and I'm not gonna be in my best, and might not be in my best energy. But at the end of the day, I can go back and say, you did your best. Now what you can do about what you are facing. Is
yeah,
that true?
and the work is not to fall down. The work is how fast do you get up?
Absolutely. I
And
love it.
and that permission, give yourself permission to be human, to experience emotions, to make mistakes, to get up and try again. and to not apologize and to not feel guilty for anything, because everything has a lesson. If we can connect to the lesson instead of the mistake, then there's no mistakes.
That is beautiful. If we can connect to the lesson that comes from the challenge and don't see it as a mistake, we are the winners. And I have to just quickly summarize what you said, because there's a couple points that I want people to remember. You said at the very beginning, give yourself a permission, and you repeat this word permission. So it's the message for me. Give yourself permission, and everyone can finish what you need permission for. But you said at some point, give yourself permission to leave, to get out of the situation. And you repeated twice, get out of the situation or any relation or whatever event you are in that is not energetically good for you, that you feel it on the inside. You said it beautifully. And for everyone listening out there, we are talking to Julia Bernadsky, and we are talking about energy. Give yourself permission to feel the energy and feel what serves you and what doesn't. And if it doesn't, get out. I love it. I'm gonna just repeat it all the time now. Thank you for that beautiful message. You mentioned also couple tools: journaling, meditation, and tuning in to listen to the intuition. And one of the most important, I think, tip is surround yourself, create the community of people that will lift you up with your energy and won't really take you down. Friends, family, whoever you are surrounded with. And so thank you for that. We have a question from Garlene. Julia, feeling energy is great way of building on friendships to have too. Have you been easy enough for knowing souls with great energy? Thanks a lot for answering my question.
Wow, that's such a beautiful question. For me, it was easy because, well, watch, I study Kabbalah, right? So I go to the classes, I go for the connection. So I'm automatically surrounded by people kind of on the same path. So when I am meeting people who I feel connection with, we become friends. And in fact, I do have number of very good friends from that community. That was easy because by the default, we came to that place because there was something in common. We're like the same soul family. Then I have business communities, and that's where we met with Beata. We're heart-centered, soul-guided entrepreneurs, right? So by the default, those people who connect with those communities are certain type of people. And again, we might be from the same soul family. Somehow we experience world in a similar way. So when you in that space, it's easy. I think it's not difficult. Let's say not difficult. But if you're not in that place at all, if you find yourself around people like very often in my life, I found myself in the situations when people would say, she's from another planet. Whatever she talks, I don't even understand what is she talking about. She's from another planet. So it's not like I wouldn't feel hostile there, no. But I may not become emotionally, like there's this emotional intimacy that comes when you really speaking with a friend. You may choose your words differently. You may talk about different things, and it might be just like people you know rather than a close friends. So I think that when you feel close with somebody and you make new friends, and I'm not talking about the ones you grow up with, that's something different. But when you make friends in life later on in life, I think it's easier when you meet them in the places that you easily aligning yourself with, that you came to because you really wanted to be there. And they came there because they really wanted to be there. So you have something in common, something that makes it easy to relate.
Makes it easy to relate. I love that. And Garlene says, thank you so much. And thank you, Garlene, for that question. My question is how people can connect with you and what is the best way to find you.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
That's true.
Yes. Easy. My email is Julia at Untamed Hearts. Julia at untamedhearts.com. My online store is untamedhearts.com. On Instagram, I would love you to connect with me on Instagram and Facebook and at Untamed Hearts Jewelry.
All the links to that, they are under the video, so I think it's just tell them what social media are you on, and all the links are under the video so they can go and connect directly.
So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Clubhouse. I'm gonna do my conversations in the Clubhouse as well, so hopefully Beata will do something like there as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My honor to have you here and to collaborate with you. Thank you.
Yeah, so that is. I don't do, even though I don't do LinkedIn and Twitter, even though I have them. But everything else is,
Yeah, and I think it's when you Google Julia Bernadsky, you will, you can find her everywhere, really everywhere. And her website is untamedhearts.com, and you can check her beautiful pieces of energy and soul that she puts in her jewelry. So please do connect with Julia. You are listening to Meaningful Conversations with Beata. Connect with me. Please tell me what else would you like me to bring, what topics, and what is the part of this conversation between me and Julia that impacts you, maybe raise your awareness, or maybe you've got something that you're gonna change in your life in a positive way. So please let us know. Share with your friends and your family, because you never know who might need to listen to it. Reminder, we are talking to Julia. Elevate your energy and live unapologetically, and don't apologize for that, as Julia says. Thank you so very much, Julia. Is there any last words that you want to share with our audience?
Well, there was one thing I'm thinking about. Today is a perfect day to do this little exercise. Write down, I give myself permission, and then list those things that you give yourself permission to.
I love it.
So I give myself permission. I'm going to give you an example. Today, I give myself permission to be human, to experience emotions without judging them, to know that sadness is not a bad thing. Or sometimes we get angry and express things in a way that we consider to be inappropriate, like you're not supposed to get angry, you're supposed to be a good girl. So give yourself permission, because all of those emotions, all of those things are happening in our space for a reason. And it could be different. It could be emotion to just dance, like I feel like moving my body even though I'm sitting at the desk. So give yourself permission to get up, move your body, get into your body, create movement of energy. So give yourself permission to be human being without judging it, without evaluating it, without comparing yourself. That's a big one. Comparing yourself with somebody else. Give yourself permission to be you and to be unapologetic about every single part of you. And also love on yourself. Because when you love yourself, you can allow other people to love themselves, and you are able to love other people as well. RuPaul always said, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love anybody else? So
amen. Big hug to everyone.
So much love.
So much love to you. Thank you, and everyone, please do the exercise. What are you allowing yourself to do? What is your permission for today, for tomorrow? And If that something doesn't feel good, get out. Get out. Thank you so much, Julia. Thank you so much for being here today with us. And I hope to see you soon next time in another conversation.
Looking forward to. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Again, remember to share this video with friends and family because there are people that really need to hear it. Thank you for helping to spreading the message about this episode. Is episode 105. Can you imagine? Have a wonderful day. Thank you.